Yes, this next song is a song, it's a story song. And the reason I sing it tonight, I read about the story in a book. And I was so taken by the story that I thought, I have to write a song about that. I mean, it's just one of those situations. And so I did. And the song came out, The Story That's Behind. And I sing it tonight to remind us all that there are people in the world that are less fortunate than ourselves, especially this time of year, and that we should always be kind, for everyone is fighting a great battle. You've heard that one before. But the song is set at Christmas time, and it's in a little schoolhouse, and the song involves a little boy and the relationship he had with his teacher. So it goes like this. Well, it was Christmas time at Collingwood Elementary, 1 through 6, and the teachers were all buzzing round, excited for the kids. And underneath my Christmas tree were gifts piled high, and there was one there that really took my eye. Instead of Christmas paper, it was wrapped with the Sunday news. Instead of pretty ribbon, it was laces from some shoes. And stuck there on the cover with black tape was a sign for me. Merry Christmas, Mrs. Jollymore, from Johnny Reed. Well, Johnny was the kind of kid a teacher learns to hate. He'd act a fool, disrupt my class, and he'd always come in late. When he wasn't bugging me for supplies he should have had, he was taking up the time I never had. Do you ever stop to wonder why? Do you ever think about the story that's behind? If only we could open up our hearts to truly see what a wonderful world it could be. Well, the day came to open gifts, it would be that afternoon, and I got to thinking about Johnny and that gift back in my room. So I went down to the office to investigate his file. I sat down to read it for a while. Grade 1, Johnny's a happy child. He knows his ABCs. He gets along with others, and he loves to learn to read. You'll often find him drawing. He's developed quite a style. His mom got sick this year. She'll be in the hospital for a while. Grade 2, Johnny's a quiet child. He finds it hard to learn. He doesn't play with the others, and he'll often miss his turn. He gets confused and frightened, and sometimes he's very, very sad. His mom died this year. He lives now with his dad. Grade 3, Johnny's a boisterous child. He draws on the hallway walls. He shouts out loud and bullies the crowd, and when he runs, he often falls. And when it comes to homework, you'll often hear, "I can't." His dad works away. He's bunking in with his aunt. Do you ever stop to wonder why? Do you ever think about the story that's behind? If only we could open up our hearts to truly see what a wonderful world could be. Well, I put Johnny's file away and I headed back to class. I opened up an apron, some chocolates and a glass. And when it came to Johnny's gift, he placed it on my knee. He said, "This is for you, Mrs. Jollymore. It's from me." Well, I slowly opened up the gift and gently reached inside. There I found a bracelet that his mother wore with pride, and a half-empty bottle of Chanel number 5. He said, "Now you'll smell like Mom when Mom was alive." Well, I slowly put the items back into their place. I looked up at a little boy with tears on his face. How could I have been so blind to not see who he was? Just a little boy who needed love. Do you ever stop to wonder why? Do you ever think about the story that's behind? If only we could open up our hearts to truly see what a wonderful world it could be. Well, I had Johnny all that year, and for 3 years after that, I took him underneath my wing. I gave him all I had. It was lunch times and after school, and sometimes weekends too. I wanted to show him all that he could do. Johnny, he looked up to me. He'd smile with every pat. He graduated high school, then he went on after that. It was grad school, his master's, then a doctor he would be. I wondered if he remembered me. Well, 20 years since we met, a letter came to me. "Dear Mrs. Jollymore, I hope you remember me. Well, I'm getting married and you don't know it, but you're like family. My dad died last year. Would you stand with me? You see, I never have forgotten all the attention that you paid. You taught me to be a decent boy, and that men are made. And when I was sad and lonely, you were my shining star. I sure hope you come from wherever you are." Well, I wrote Johnny back, and I told him that I would, but it was he that was my shining star, my little boy who could. He had given me something that my heart could not forget. It's been the biggest lesson that I've learned yet. Do you ever stop to wonder why? Do you ever think about the story that's behind? If only we could open up our hearts to truly see what a wonderful world it could be. John Spearn on cello. Thank you, John.